cliche. Still Khalil, never caught, never die. Urban legend in the night, always denied. Watch me go. Always denied.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Still Khalil, man. Back with another video. Listen, hey, we got a one from Getlikeprincee or Getlikeprincee or Princey or Princey. I don't know. It's Getlikeprincee though. I think that's what it is. I heard him say it. I'm not a good listener, so
The only person
maybe
that
I'm
accepted
wrong.
me for who I really
But
am.
let's get into it. It's called Hi Lil Mabu. Lil Mabu. Is it Mabu? Like Malibu, like Mabu. He tried to be like Malibu's most wanted, but he was like, I'm gonna be Mabu's most wanted because I'm hard. Do you hear me? I don't know what he on. But it's Lil Mabu. He lost 83% of his audience though. I do know that. I know that's what it said. So I'm trying to figure out why, so that I can make sure that none of that happens to my clients or to you guys. If you guys want to be part of the team, man, you a millionaire, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into it.
Lil Mabu has become one of the most interesting people in hip-hop, but not for good reason. For playing in the face of the entire internet. See, Mabu took notes from the whole 2018 IG antics wave, or we can say he took some inspo from 6ix9ine. Over the past few years of his career, this man really been building it up brick by brick off antics, off making himself look crazy online, off lying about who he is as a person. And I say all of this because Mabu popped into the rap space, rapping all this drill talk, hard body rap.
First of all, I just want to know how he got that far anyway. Because that's what I be saying about gatekeeping. I'm not trying to be racist because I know like black people can. I'm not one of the people that's like black people can't be racist. We suffered all the oppression. Nah, bro. Look, I know a little bit more history than some of us, so we can be racist. But I'm not trying to be right now when I say things like we need to gatekeep the shit that we got, because they gatekeep the shit that they got. Man, look, it's not as obvious. But you try to go get you along right now with your everything you got. You know what I'm saying? That's gatekeeping that they be doing. Do you hear me? Like type shit. And so like we gotta gatekeep our shit. That's our culture, right? That's the shit that makes us millions of dollars. That's the shit that makes us, you know, be able to express ourselves and be able to tell the truth and our knowledge and this. Why the fuck are we letting motherfuckers get in and joke about it and make a career out of this shit? And then wondering how they ain't real. You know that shit from the beginning. We had 6ix9ine before we had Mabu. We had Malibu's Most Wanted before we had Mabu. Or Mabu, or whatever. I don't know what the fuck he go by. His pronouns. I don't know none of that shit. All I know is we had prerequisites. We had precursors to this nigga. So we already knew the type of time he was on when he came on the scene. So all the niggas who was fans and then left, y'all gotta ask y'all questions. Why did you believe that he was real? Why was you a fan of the nigga in the first place? I'm not saying the nigga didn't deserve fans, but I'm saying if him being exposed as not who he was the reason why you left, you should have never came. That was from the jump. That was given. He was in school. You know he ain't doing no drills. He getting good grades in all A's. When he got time to do a drill. That's all I'm saying.
Like he really liked that, but he himself didn't come from that life. And the internet knows that he came from a family full of funds. See, before Mabu blew up, he was just living his regular life. I mean, the man grew up in a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom condo with his parents.
First of all, ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're a black person right now growing up in a 5-bedroom home, I want to stop this narrative right now that there is anything wrong with being, you know, privileged. There's nothing wrong with having a privileged lifestyle. And if you still want to be a rapper, after you have a privileged lifestyle, you can still do that. But what the problem comes in is when you lying about the shit that you had to do and been through. Don't do that. Rap about your real motherfucking life. Rap about the living in, because nigga, come here. Y'all niggas is stupid. If you grew up in a nice ass home with all the fucking shit, your mama had this, you was driving around in Benzes as your first car, why would you hide that to try to act like you was kicking doors when you was 5? No, the fuck you wasn't. You was driving around in fucking Bentleys and Bentegas and shit, nigga.
Don't be hating.
That is clout. You gonna get some more shit for that. Like, that'll help your career. That'll boost you up because you need. Let me tell y'all something, man. Every industry needs money.
Hey,
you ain't got no money, ain't gonna make it far and know nothing that you're doing. And if you do, you're gonna be attached to somebody who's taking most of what you were supposed to be making.
This is what we call business.
That's how the fucking game works. If you ain't got your own, you're gonna mess with somebody who do got some, and you're gonna have to give them a percentage of what you have. They ain't taking advantage of you. They not taking this. They gave you the shit. You would have never had nothing without their ass. If you can't build it on your own. If you can build it on your own, go build it on your own. But if you are needing somebody to bring you up and take you along them and do this shit and do this shit and cross the I's and dot the T's for your ass, you got to expect to come up off something. You're going to come up off something. Do you hear me? So no, they're not taking advantage of you. They didn't rob you. They got their fees from the shit that they put up for helping your ass get to where you are. That's how the shit works.
But not only did the man grow up there, he also went to a private school, 60 racks a year. And you know, him being a rapper and coming from a life full of money, that's not the problem. There's plenty of rappers that you listen to that you probably don't even know came from a background full of money. So that itself wasn't the problem. The problem was how he portrayed himself, what he got on these beats and rapped about, how he was acting like he was toting guns in the streets. That's the problem. That's what made hip hop not have no respect for the man. See, drill rap is kind of known as a dangerous genre in music. So much of it is based around street talk, killing talk. And I mean, this influence this specific type of rap was having on the world was getting so bad that at one point, New York's mayor was trying to get it banned from social media.
If he addressed this, then I won't say nothing else no more. But why is that the rap that we gravitate to mostly? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, do y'all not know the history of rap music and hip-hop music and, like, the fact that we had different genres of itself, in itself? Like, yeah, there was always niggas talking about selling drugs and shit. Not always, but it dates back further than y'all understand. So there were these niggas who were doing that. There were also pimps. There were also niggas who was not that. There was also academics. There was also, you know what I'm saying? All these niggas rapped though. There wasn't no, he don't belong in rap because he a nerd, or he don't belong in rap because he didn't hit the block with us. No, it wasn't none of that shit. Niggas was allowed to be themselves. They built the culture. They all respected each other for building something that made them all have a voice. Nowadays, if you don't got the same voice, you don't deserve to speak. And that's what's been happening. And now you see that a nigga who not even from the fucking culture, a nigga who has not even done none of this shit at all, can literally just rap about the shit and we embrace him with our whole culture because he is rapping about things that we should not embrace as a culture with so much positivity. Do you understand? Like, if you had to do it, you had to do it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, you're a low-down criminal for having... No, bro. I'm talking about the niggas who ain't got to do this shit, who ain't got to be about this shit, who had lives where they did grow up in a fucking 5-bedroom household and still chose to take some of granddaddy money and go outside and sell drugs for no fucking reason when they didn't have to do that shit. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The niggas who see this type of shit and realize or think to themselves, I can't even be myself because the world won't love me. They only want niggas like this and this and that. They only want drug dealers and this. That's what I'm talking about. We can rap about other shit, my nigga. That's why I don't rap no more. Nigga keep talking about, I can't relate to what you talking about. Yes, the fuck you can. I rapped about your whole life, nigga. I snuck into your shit. I got your diary and I rapped your whole life. You don't want to relate to it because you don't want to relate to your motherfucking self because you don't even love yourself. Out here talking about, oh, kick with dough when I was 5. Nigga, when you was 5, you was sucking on Jimmy John's.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Nigga, I don't know what the fuck that is, but you was sucking on them hoes. Pause. But you was. Talking about you was kicking doors. You wasn't kicking no motherfucking doors. Nigga, you was living life just like me, learning how to play the fucking recorder. Lame ass nigga.
He felt like he was promoting too much violence. Rolling Stone wrote this. In remarks to members of the press Friday, Adams, New York's mayor, expressed concerns about drill rap, the musical subgenre that flourished in his home of Brooklyn over the past half-decade. He characterized this music as alarming, linking it to gun violence, and appeared to further blame it on social media companies. We pulled Trump off Twitter, yet we are allowing music displaying the guns and violence. We're allowing that to stay on these sites. See, even though Mabu was making his drill music and moving how he was, where did his money actually come from. Because like I said, if you growing up in a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, you gotta have some type of money coming in. Especially if you in New York. You know how much living there costs? Well, his dad had money. His dad was this businessman that people looked at. But there was a dark side to him. There's a dark side to everybody. But there was a real dark side to Lil Mabu's dad. See, Mabu's family is known as the DeLucas. And that's Mabu's last name. That's his dad's last name. And I'm telling you this so when I read you this article, you ain't confused. Peter DeLuca is Mabu's dad. In this article from 2006, read this. Jane DeLuca says she discovered the husband she had relied on and trusted through 10 years of hell betrayed her, conspiring with a pair of disgraced Brooklyn judges to cheat her out of millions of dollars. In a bombshell lawsuit filed in the Manhattan Supreme Court, the pain-ravaged woman says her ex-husband, Peter DeLuca, who operates a funeral home, worked with the then judge and now convicted Victor Barron. Under indictment, suspended Judge Michael Garson and others to fix their divorce case, hiding Peter's assets and costing her millions of dollars. Mrs. DeLuca's lawyer, Dominic, said his client couldn't comment because she's speaking to certain government agencies, both state and federal. He declined to elaborate. The couple was divorced in 1998, but DeLuca's suit says she didn't learn she had been cheated out of some money until 2003, when her ex's dad told her about the alleged collusion. And so pretty much what happened was Jane ended up in this freak accident, right? She was in her townhouse and it collapsed. She was on the top floor with her baby and she fell all the way down to the bottom. And for hours and hours, she wasn't able to be saved. She had to sit and endure the pain with her child who passed away in her arms. And it gets worse. She ended up dying, but the hospital revived her.
First of all, let me just tell y'all this. If whoever know me, and if you working in the hospital that I might be going into, if I die in the hospital, let me die. I'm supposed to be gone. I don't want you to revive me because I don't want to see none of this shit no more. Do you hear me? I'm living my one life. I don't want 9 of them. I'm not a kitty cat. I'm a dog. Do you hear me? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, don't revive me. Please. Just let me die. I'm supposed to be gone. Don't bring me back to none of this bullshit. I got my shit set up for my family. They're going to be taken care of. Do you hear me? Don't worry about that. Let me go. All right?
The article wrote this. Jane herself was declared dead at arrival at the hospital, but medics were able to resuscitate her. Both of her lungs punctured, her ribs crushed, her spleen ruptured, her right leg connected to her body only by skin. She spent 60 days in the hospital and had to undergo 13 surgeries and 103 blood infusions, the suit says. And this is where the situation really gets dark. After she went through everything that she went through, it said her husband, Peter, Lil Mabu's dad, allegedly ran off with this money. She eventually received about $4 million for the settlement for losses and the building collapse and injuries and all of that. She got $4 million, but was quote unquote completely unaware that her husband was manipulating their finances in a scheme to divorce her and leave her in physical, emotional, and financial ruin. He sued her for divorce in '96, said she was bullied into a settlement in 1998 that left her with the house and $1 million, with her husband holding on to the rest of the approximately $10 million estate. And it seemed like he ran off with a bag in this situation. I mean, this is crazy. That was something that maybe he tried to bury and it didn't work, or we don't really.
This is what the fuck I've been trying to tell motherfuckers. I'm not saying this because I'm looking for this information. I'm saying this because people look for this information. There are people who have a job that specifically targets this type of shit. So I've been saying that you should work with niggas like me who know how to do legitimate things so you don't have to do that shit. But y'all, that nigga lame.
He ain't got no motion. He ain't even got no big car. He ain't got no fucking fancy doo-doo-doo-doo. He don't got no chain. He don't be riding around in no big things.
Number one, if I was one of them niggas, the best way for you to stay off the radar of people who want to take you down is to not look like the niggas that they be targeting. If you want to stay safe, you want to stay safe, don't you? If you a spy, do you wear a fucking uniform that says, hello, I'm a spy? No, the fuck you don't. You look like a not a spy, so you can spy good. Y'all motherfuckers wearing the goddamn drug dealer uniform and getting mad because you're getting fucking... Nigga, stop it. This is what we trying to tell people, bro. Stop. You don't have to look like what you're doing all the time. I'm not one of them niggas, by the way. First of all, I do not do anything. We locked in. I only do YouTube, music, comedic acting, songwriting. You know what I'm saying? I stay out the way all day, baby. I don't play. Do you hear me? But if I was, this is what I teach niggas too, on the streets. If you a street nigga, You don't always have to look like a quote-unquote street nigga. Now, what does that look like? You tell me. You the one on the streets all the time. You see yourself. Change it up a little bit, nigga. It's niggas out here profiling y'all for a good motherfucking reason. Because every time they catch one of y'all motherfuckers that look like that, you got something. That's why they keep thinking that they got the right nigga. And then when a nigga like me want to just wear some nice clothes that kind of look like that, now I'm getting profiled and they trying to take me down. Some shit y'all out here doing. Because we all wearing the same fucking uniform. Stop.
We don't know a lot about that situation. We just know what I read to you. But back to Mabu and all of his antics. So drill music being such a dangerous space, it'd be weird to see this rich white kid taking part in it, speaking how crazy it was. And that was the point. Mabu knew how crazy it looked, and he knew that people was going to be side-eyeing him, and he knew that it was going to go viral, and he took full advantage of it. But the thing is, marketing and growing anything on social media wasn't new to him. He planned this out. And I say this because he used to run a marketing business back when he was younger. See, around 2020, back before he was really this big rapper, before he blew up, he was making connections with this marketing company.
Industry niggas be thinking all you can do is industry shit. If you ain't doing no industry shit, you ain't making no moves. If you ain't going to this networking event, you ain't out here working. I'm doing all the work for myself. You ain't even doing nothing. But this nigga building a whole fucking marketing company behind the scenes that don't nobody even know about, talking to people that's in the fucking realm of the shit that you want to be in without nobody knowing who he is first. That is a strategic tactic. This is what the fuck you want to do. You don't want to announce, hey, I'm about to go into this room. Then if niggas who don't want you in that room will shoot you. You will die, nigga. You supposed to go into the room unannounced, get to meet the motherfuckers, build relationships with these motherfuckers. Then when you go into the room the next time, you say, hey, I'm in the room. Everybody be like, oh, that's my friend. So now you can't get shot because niggas is running up to hug you.
He was growing. In one article wrote this on the situation. Lil Mabu launched a promotional company in late 2020, providing him with the connections and capital he needed to grow his career. With millions of views and cosigns from artists such as Tory Lanez, Lil Mosey, PNB Rock, and more, it was only a matter of time before it kind of paid off on him. And this marketing thing wasn't really an act, I don't think, because there's proof of him reaching out to content creators and rappers from back in the day. One day in 2020, he ended up reaching out to Patrick CC, the YouTuber. And in 2023, Pat did a video on Mabu and showed some of these old DMs from him when Mabu was trying to reach out to him. And in these messages, guess what he was doing? Promoting his marketing company, trying to make a connection with him and Patrick CC. The messages from Mabu to Pat said this: I own a marketing company and I'm 15. I'll be down to work with you, and I was wondering if I could explain my services and what I can provide. Feel free to contact me and we could chop it up on the phone as well. That wasn't all Mabu said. He also said, I work with artists like Lil Key, 42 Dub, Lil Blurry, and other celebrity clients. My team runs group chats with hundreds of thousands of people, email lists, and page promotions with the reach of millions. Through a complex network, our team is able to grow platforms such as Instagram, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube in order to grow your fan base and reach more people and drastically increase your royalties. So back then, he was really trying to get people to work with him. He was really trying to build these connections. He was really trying to build something. And I mean, he was taking full advantage of this opportunity. And what I mean by that is, like I said, he spent all of this time learning the social media game. So when it was time for him to apply the social media game to himself, he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly how to move the pieces on the board to make niggas want to pay attention to him, to make niggas want to look at him, even if it's with hate, he was still getting that publicity. He took advantage of TikTok and short form content. He had people really out here believing some of the stunts that he was pulling. For example, not too long ago, he made this TikTok where he made it seem like his gun went off and he shot himself in the leg or something like that. And when this happened, people was eating it up because they like, this white boy got a gun and it just went off on him. And so they like, okay, that's kind of crazy. And it went viral everywhere. There was so many people believing that this was real, that there were articles being written on the situation. Now, I don't know if these articles were paid off or what, but this was definitely a moment where he controlled the internet and he used virality to his advantage. This is a prime example of what I mean when I say he took a lot of steps from 6ix9ine. Remember all the antics 6ix9ine was pulling? He would get online and lie And people would eat it up. People would believe it. That time he went to O Block and he was calling the whole O Block soft. He was like, oh, I'm in Chicago. I'm at O Block. Y'all soft. Whole time he did go to O Block, but he went to O Block at 5 a.m. And so back to Mabu, we had him blowing up off social media, going viral every day, going viral all the time. And it was only a matter of time before that industry plant label would get through on him.
Before he explained this part, I want to talk about the term industry plant and how so this is a two-part thing. Some people don't believe industry plant is a thing at all, and some people believe that every nigga that's on right now is an industry plant. Both of y'all are wrong. There are industry plants. No, not every motherfucker is an industry plant. What is an industry plant? Specifically, we're going to break it down in its simplest terms. It's a nigga who got more money than you that can use that money to make himself look better than you. That's it. And then where they got the money from, that's up for debate. Now, the way I just explained it, don't that sound like you can be your own industry plant? Yes, you can plant your motherfucking self in the industry, whatever industry you want. That's why I've been pushing niggas to go get the money legally, so they can't come take it from you and ruin your whole fucking shit that you building. Go get money, work hard, invest in some shit, build up income, 401k, pension plans, all that shit. Get your money. Then whatever industry you want, start using your money to put yourself in the industry. Buy publications, buy music videos, buy this shit, buy people to come through, buy models, buy photo shoots, buy all the shit. That is how you plant yourself in the industry. You can be an industry plant. So don't be out here hating on industry plants. I'm like, that nigga ain't industry plant. How he get out of that? You can do that. Stop hating and start creating.
It's just a joke, okay? So please don't shoot me.
When someone pops up in the music space like Mabu, they're gonna get called an industry plant. I mean, it makes sense. But how true is this label? Over the past few years, we really done seen a overuse and misuse of the word industry plant. Anytime somebody blow up in the music space, I don't know what's up with niggas, but they immediately like to call them an industry plant. People's calling Yeet an industry plant like he didn't have years and years of building up to get to the point where he is right now. So people get called an industry plant a lot, even when it doesn't apply to them. For example, Doechii, she just won this Grammy, and people was calling her a plant because she wasn't this humongous artist and she won a Grammy. People was like, oh, she this brand new artist. She signed to TDE. Oh, Kendrick, industry plant. Like, nah, nigga. She had years and years of music behind her. She has a big catalog and a backlog of big songs and albums. So when she blew up, she blew up. She had the time put in. She understood the craft. She put something together that ended up making her win a Grammy. And now niggas is calling her an industry plant because they didn't know who she was before the situation. Even though that's not necessarily how you use the word, but y'all get what I'm saying. And the plant allegations were so strong, she had something to say about it at one point. When people aren't familiar with the history of an artist these days, they get suspicious. I'm pretty detached emotionally from it, and because I understand where it's coming from. And to be honest, once you get any conspiracies around your career, that's just confirmation that it's going somewhere and I'm doing something right. And so all of this industry plant talk was being put out, and Mabu was a part of the conversation. And a part of his reputation was, oh, Mabu is this little white kid who is an industry plant. And this combo around his name was getting so strong, just like Doechii, Mabu would come out giving his response to the situation. He was like, how could I be an industry plant when I'm not even getting the industry plant push?
How he know what the industry plant push is? See? Somebody know what an industry plant, that's all I'm saying. That's all, we're gonna keep it going.
First reaction to being called an industry plant, I think I just laughed. Because it's like, planted by who? You know, my parents have no involvement in the music industry. They didn't even know half the shit I was doing. I understand that whole industry plant thing was an attempt to discredit me. If y'all actually use your fucking brain, if I'm an industry plant, why am I not on Spotify editorial playlist? Why am I not on Rap Caviar? Everything that's label run, Mabu doesn't see the light of day.
In people's defense against him right now, if I'm running the campaign for an artist to make sure that they don't look like an industry plant, I'm going to specifically not use those publications because those are the publications that only an industry plant would be able to access. I'm going to use all the other ones that are a little bit smaller than that one that will equal the same impact in the same kind of way without reaching those people so that we can still maintain the image of not being an industry plant. But hey, that's just, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't do this. So I don't believe there's nobody else out here doing that. That's just me. A nigga that you never met before a day in your life.
I'm more blackballed than I am planted. Listen, man, I'll take it as a compliment. I appreciate it.
Now, what do I think? Do I think Lil Mabu is an industry plant? I don't know. And I say this because, yeah, he might have came from money, and yeah, he might have blew up quick. But here's the thing. He played that social media game. See, whenever somebody goes viral, every time they do something online, it's not luck. And this coming from a nigga that makes YouTube videos. If I come out here and I pick a bad idea and I make a video that people don't care about, the video's gonna do bad. That's not me being unlucky. That's me putting out some bullshit. So if we have Mabu understanding the social media game and put enough thought into what he's doing to go viral every time he puts something out, he's always going viral on TikTok or online or starting a conversation around his name when he wants to. That's not lucky. That's not him being an industry plant. That's him knowing how to run the social media game. You got to think about it. This is a man that spent years trying to understand the social media game. Remember what I said? Mabu had a marketing business. He was trying to understand how to blow up a rapper. And so when it came time for him to apply that knowledge to his own rap career, he would, and he did it right. And so he started to grow. And it would get to a point where he would use controversy to his advantage. And the hip hop community ate it up, growing him into the artist he is now. But there's another side to the industry plan. He claims that he's independent. Mabu's claiming that he's independent, but I'm not 100% sure about that because there's talks that he signed with the distribution deal with Empire.
So you can move like a major label. So the suspicions behind that shouldn't always be as strong as they are, because you can be an independent signed to a distribution. A distribution deal is not a label deal. That's a distribution deal. That's a totally different thing. That's they signing your label to distribute your music. We ain't gonna get into that right now.
But he also goes under his own label that he claims is independent called Young Genius Academy. And this is what his music is published under on Apple Music. And this became a whole part of his branding. When he started showing off this Young Genius Academy shit, you would always see it. He'd always be showing off this label, or he'd have some merch with the abbreviations or the name of the label. And he was basically trying everything he could to get that name out there. And on the IG account for this label, he would make a video basically explaining himself and how his career was affecting his life, and how even though that he was this big rapper and he had some of this clout and he had some money, he had the label, he was still going to school. Now, this is Mabu. So how serious is he when he says that he's still in college? We don't know, because it all could just be a part of his image. Everything he does, mostly everything he does, is a lie, but he is claiming that he's still going to school even though he has this rap career.
In life, you need to decide what you're willing to trade for what. And, you know, over the summer, I've gotten some crazy offers and deals I could have entered into, but I told them, guess what? I'm going to college. And they looked at me like I was crazy. They like, Mabu, like, do you understand? Like, you're not a regular kid. You need to devote all your time to your career. You want to take the music seriously. Bro, I was like, watch this. So here I am in my dorm room. Not that much space. And I don't think anybody's done this before. Like,
this is why we gotta gatekeep the fucking shit. That's why I've been saying. How you a rapper but don't know the history of rap? Talking about, I don't think nobody ever did this before. College student turned mainstream rapper. Have you never heard of nobody? There's a lot of college students turn rappers, turn artists, turn fucking comedians, turn actresses, turn... Do you think niggas is just going to this shit without going to school? Most of these niggas are educated. They have degrees in this shit. Fuck is this nigga talking about? See, this nigga, that sound like some racist shit to me. Nigga think, oh, I'm one of the only white people in the culture type shit. So I must be one of the only people to go to college and then become a rapper. Nigga, if you don't, you know, maybe that's not his thoughts. But that's just how it sound to niggas who be around. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
college student turned mainstream rapper. But if any artist and their fan base could do it, it's us.
Now I searched around the internet to see if he had anyone else signed to his label, but it's kind of hard finding any info on his label because there's not much to look through online. But that don't mean he's not trying to make money over the lifetime of this label. Like I said, he's been promoting it non-stop, merch heavy. Every post he's showing some type of clothing that got something to do with Young Genius Academy. Not too long ago, he did an Icebox interview, and he came in there with a hat from his band and kind of spoke on how he been taking it serious and how he was out the country moving with these factories trying to build up this brand.
What are you doing in Pakistan, bro? What kind of factory you got?
Textile.
Nice, man.
Yeah. I've been getting rich off shit. It got nothing to do with beats.
Oh?
Yeah, production side. I'll use it for my own stuff too, bro.
You said okay? Yeah, out the website, right?
Yeah.
That's all the time I got for today. I gotta go take my medicine. My watch is probably about to beep in a minute and mess up the whole video anyway. So look, I got y'all. I'm gonna do a part 2. If you want a part 2, that's only if you want one. I'm gonna do a part 2 of this video down below. If you want to watch it by yourself, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. You ain't gotta come back if you want. Fuck you, nigga. But you can go watch it. Getlikeprincee. You can subscribe to his channel as well. So I support everybody that's on here, even if I'm talking shit about them. I just want y'all to know that I'm a comedian. I love every community that I enter into. So this YouTube community is gonna be no different. If you made this far to the video, once again, I love y'all. My name is still Khalil. I appreciate y'all tapping in, tuning in, and grooving in. You know what I mean? We're gonna do this shit every day. I told y'all, man. We back.
Subscribe!
Thank you, darling.